This is Charlie Dobbins. I'm the founder of the Multifamily Investing Academy and the multifamilyattorney.com. Welcome to this week's vlog. We just finished our Monday night coaching call for all of my owner forum members. A lot of fun, as it usually is. And one thing that I wanted to share with you that we talked about has to do with a property package that one of my students had sent in. Now, this guy's aggressively going after a particular market. And so he is also keeps track of everything that he's done. So he knows which properties he's looked at, which ones he hasn't. He's really a stickler on keeping track of the information. So he finds this particular deal, and I'm gonna switch my screen here right now so you can see it. So let me just kind of give you, okay, so stop sharing. Okay, so this is, let's go through here. Okay, take a look at this. So here's a property package from the broker. And I'm just going to scroll down here and look at Oak Haven, property highlights. He tells us what the income is and what the year one income is. And my answer is, who cares? Who cares what the income is? I mean, it's meaningless. I want to know what the net operating income is, not what the gross schedule income is. Okay, fine. We'll let the guy go off and do his thing. Now, check this out. Scroll down a little bit more, and look at this. Here's a property information. Sale price, $3.6 million. Cap rate, 7. Net operating income, $253,000. Okay. Folks, we all know how we value multifamily property. It's a very simple formula. It's the price equals the NOI over the cap rate. Boom, done, nailed it. Did that in first grade. Know how to do math. Okay, but wait a minute. Let's take a look at the other property package that we received on the exact same property. Oh, look at the income. That information is still correct. Who cares? Oh my goodness. Wow. Isn't that amazing? A broker is with the presto changeo, snap of his fingers. He can change the cap rate from 7 cap to an 8 cap, 7.03, 8.02. How can you do that? And look what happens to the NOI. It drops by $30,000, $35,000. The NOI from one property package to the other drops $35,000. We lost $35,000 of value in the net operating income. Oh, I don't know. Would that mean possibly that the purchase price changed too? Well, let's see. 3.6, 3.6, 3.6, 3.6. No. In other words, the property just lost $35,000 of annual income, but the price didn't change. Where else can you do that? I don't know. Not in multifamily. This is how brokers and sellers, the guy wants 3.6. Now, some of you have come to my training sessions. You hear me talk about Daddy Warbucks. You hear me talk about Daddy Warbucks needing a particular number. Daddy Warbucks needs his particular number, and that's what he's going to sell the property for. He doesn't care what the NOI is. He doesn't care what the cap rate is. He's going to sell it for that price. Well, that's not how it works in multifamily. It's a formula. It's a very simple formula. We need 3 variables. If we've got 2 of them, we can solve for the third. In this particular case, the cap rate didn't change because his NOI changed. The cap rate is not set by mere mortals. The cap rate is set by the market. So he can't say, I think it's an 8 cap today. No, it doesn't work that way. He's got to stay in there, and he's got to live with what the market is. And if he wants to increase the value of his property, he's got to increase the NOI. It doesn't just stay the same because the NOI dropped. I'm sure the broker is going to have some story to tell as to why it is this particular way. Now, let me see if we can scroll down. I'll find another little analyses for you. There's a disclaimer, get out of free jail card, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to get too far into it. No, there's not much here. Oh, check this out. So there are the income and expenses. Let me go take a look at the other property's income and expenses. Let me find it. Scroll down. And here it is. Right here. Okay. Now, first off, one of the most important things about any type of financial statement in any industry is understanding the time that the report is being reported on. Okay. Now, take a look at this one. For this particular offer property package, it's being reported as a T12, a trailing 12 financial. Look at the other one. It's an current. What does current mean? Well, I don't know. What does current mean? I don't know. And what time period is the T12 for? Well, I don't know. So this is the type of information we need to get clear on from the broker before we can move forward. Now, take a look at this. This is where it really gets cagey. Look at the expense ratio. In this particular case, the expense ratio is 28%. Now, in this one, the expense ratio is 20%. So there's a $30,000, $35,000 discrepancy in the expenses, because look at the income is going to be exactly, well, income's off by a little bit because he for some reason he's increased the vacancy. But let me just tell you, folks, the point I want to make here is that you just can't believe everything you read. The brokers will play fast and loose with the numbers. The sellers will play fast and loose with the numbers. It's your job to know. First off, it's your job to know what the cap rate is in the market that you're buying in for that particular type of asset. If you do not know that number, the brokers and the sellers will run roughshod over you all day long, deservedly so. You're an investor. It's your responsibility to understand your investment. Remember, if you're looking to syndicate the deal and you're looking to make some, go out there and raise private money with, oh, I don't know, grandma. The reason why grandma has money is because she's pretty smart. And she's going to sit down with you across the kitchen table when you go to ask her to put money into your deal. And she's going to say, what's the cap rate on this property? And you're going to say, Grandma, what do you know about cap rates? And you're like, Grandma knows a lot. That's why Grandma has money, because she's smart. So you better be prepared to be just as smart and understand exactly what you need to say to make the deal happen and get Grandma to kick in. And if you can't answer the most basic question like, what's the cap rate? Then you're in trouble. You failed as an investor. This is how brokers do it. They'll pull the fast one on you all day long. We don't go for that. We are very smart in our analysis. And so we don't let this type of thing happen to us. All right. Listen, that's it. We talked for a whole hour on all different type of property packages and understanding how they all work and understand the cash flow analysis and how to get the numbers where they need to be. But for tonight's vlog, I just wanted to share with you how brokers can just put a shine on a sneaker, put a lipstick on a pig, and they don't care, because their relationship with you is typically only one transaction long. And once you're done with them. So, folks, I'm telling you right now, be very careful out there. If you need any help, you contact us. This is what being in our owner forum is all about. Our students do not get bamboozled like this. They buy good properties. They pay the right price for them, and they are good, solid owners of multifamily property. So, all right, let me stop my share here, and I'm going to sign on off. And thank you for listening to this week's vlog. I'll talk to you later. Bye.